and welcome back to the channel. So today I am checking out the classified series Crocmaster, the really sought after Crocmaster. I managed to get mine from Heroes, a supplier out of the Isle of Wight in the UK. So massive thank you to them, but more importantly, a huge thank you to my sisters. I had him shipped to their UK address and they were very courteous, and they sent him all the way over to Australia for me. So Lisa, Claire, a big thank you. It really does mean a lot. These figures are super difficult to get in Australia, so I cannot thank you enough. So looking at the box, massive big open display window here. The Crocodile is actually much bigger than I thought it would be. Certainly not a bad thing, and who knew that the Crocodile's name was Fiona? So Crocmaster released this year 2022. He was a fan favourite and a bit on the pricey side, I must say. Although he is worth it, the price is really getting up there. This was around 40 British pounds, which is about 70-75 Australian dollars. So yeah, these figures are a little bit pricey. Hopefully Hasbro will curb it now and they won't creep up anymore, but probably not. So looking at the box, lovely artwork here on the right hand side, and then following through more really beautiful artwork. On the back, a nice new display here, so some new additions. Obviously Crocmaster is making an appearance, OG Storm Shadow, and over here we've got Spirit as well. He is number 38 in the line, all his particulars here, Crocmaster and Fiona. So let's crack him open and take a look. Okay, so here he is out of the box with all his accessories, and taking a closer look, starting off with the biggest accessory, it's obviously Fiona. And I must say straight off the bat, I'm super impressed with Fiona. She actually has quite a bit of weight to her in hand. The paint applications are also very impressive. This very light green across the belly and the underside of the jaw, and then working its way up, it has this like almost a slight fade into a darker green, and then a deep dark green for the top. And then the sculpting is really well done for the armor plates. This whole section here is a tough plastic, but the tail following through, very nice sculpting. This is like a rubbery plastic. And if I'm not mistaken, they've put a wire throughout the tail, which allows for extra articulation. So really nice touch there, Hasbro. And then in terms of the overall articulation, I'm also really impressed. I did know that it would be articulated, particularly at the jaws, but it goes beyond that. So obviously at the jaws, it's on a hinge, but then full rotation at the head. And then just below the front legs, again, more rotation. And the legs themselves are on a peg, and then rotation at the paw. Is it a paw if it's a crocodile? Anyway, so rotation there, and then working its way back. The legs are also articulated, and the feet. But then, like I said, the tail, you get complete 360, and then that wire allows for some great articulation. So very well done there. In terms of pets, we've only had one so far, but already this beats the shit out of Timber. And also, he comes with these tiny little baby Crocs. So a little green one here, and then this albino Croc. He also comes with a collar for Fiona. This is all one solid piece. He comes with a massive hook. His whip. So this is actually coiled up like this in the box, and you can actually move it out. It does have some flex to it, but then it just sort of goes back to its shape. And then he also comes with a pistol and a boot knife. So very nice accessories. So taking a closer look at the actual figure, first off, let's just do a very quick comparison. So I do have the 25th anniversary edition Crocmaster here. Now I like my classified figures to be as close to the original counterparts as possible, and you can see here that they've done a fantastic job. The overall aesthetic, the accessories, it's all there. Something which I did find amusing when I was looking at the bio here. So on the back it says that Crocmaster, a former alligator wrestler and burglar alarm salesman. I had no idea that he was selling burglar alarms before he decided to become a Cobra villain. So looking at the actual figure, I'm very impressed with this. Something which I've only just noticed is the breathing apparatus is actually removable. So it just sits on a peg like a backpack, and you can also just unpeg it there. So very nicely done. I remember the original one actually had a removable hose or a pipe for the breathing apparatus as well. So he obviously has some type of alligator or crocodile skin vest, and you can see that here, the lighter green here for the belly and then working around the dark green, but also on the back he has the armor, and it looks like he's got some sort of dry brush just to accentuate it a little bit, and it's really well done. And then he also obviously is working out in the swamp because he's totally jacked, and they've even sculpted in some veins in his biceps there. And then moving down, he has that massive big crocodile eye on the belt, really nice. The trousers, I'm not sure if I've seen these yet, possibly a reuse, but very nicely done as well. The creases all sculpted in, and it does look like it's matte. It does have a little bit of gloss just around the sides here, but overall it's like a matte black. And then moving down, now one thing I will say about the holster for the boot knife and the holster for the gun, they're nicely done, and on closer inspection you can see that it does look like crocodile skin, but because they haven't put a wash on it, it doesn't bring out the detail at all, and I think that's a bit of a shame because it looks slightly cheap, and I am nitpicking here, but because of the lack of wash, yeah, it just doesn't work as well as it could. And likewise for the boots are well done, again crocodile or alligator skin, but with a bit of a wash on there to bring out the detail, it would just look a little bit better. But yeah, apart from that, very nicely done. All right, let's quickly run over the articulation. Now he does get some down at the head, and he does get a little bit of up. And although you can rotate the head, it is hindered obviously because of the pipe, so just be a bit cautious so he doesn't get too much. And then at the shoulder, he's got the classic butterfly joint, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, rotation at the wrist, and then full rotation on the peg. He does have a fair bit of ab crunch and back. Unfortunately, my figure is really quite loose at the abs. It's a bit of a shame because everything else is tight, but that is quite loose. Rotation at the waist. He has the drop down legs all the way up at the hip. Rotation at the leg. Double jointed knees. Oops. Rotation at the boot, and then rocker and pivot at the ankle. So nice that they're keeping up the articulation, nothing new. I will say though that he does have pins. This is one of the figures that does have pins. I'm not entirely sure when they introduced the pinless figures. I did think it was Lady J, but someone corrected me in one of my previous videos, so I'm not really sure. But overall, articulation is very nice. Okay, so my final thoughts on the classified Crocmaster and Fiona. Man, what a standout figure. Hasbro have really done Crocmaster proud here. There's no complaints. Yeah, I did mention that the holsters were cheap looking, but to be honest, it's really not a big deal at all. The only thing I will say is something I've always said. It's just a shame that we can't get these figures that easily. If you've got yours, I really hope you didn't have to go above and beyond like I did. When it comes to Fiona, this is definitely the benchmark in which all pets going forward will be judged against, at least in my opinion. If you do have yours, please let me know in the comments. Was he worth the wait? Is he everything you thought he would be, or is he a bit disappointing? And if you like this content, then please do consider subscribing, because there's always going to be more on the way. Thanks very much and take care.